Hi, today I'm painting this ridiculously happy little dog. I mean, look at that face. The tongue is out, the eyes are bright, the ears are doing their own thing, and the fur looks like it has absolutely no interest in behaving. So obviously, I had to paint him. I've started straight with watercolor, building up the first washes and bringing some warmth into the fur, as you can see. I always love this part because the beginning, everything is very loose. There are just a few shapes and washes of color, and somehow I'm supposed to trust that this eventually is going to turn into an actual dog. You put down a pale wash and think, okay, I hope you know what you're doing. And then you wait for it to dry. The nice thing about this particular dog is all the beautiful warm colors in the fur. I'm working with different shades of brown, cream gray, and a few warmer tones to give the coat some depth. I'm not trying to paint every single hair. If I did that, this painting would probably take approximately 7 years. Instead, I'm using loose brush strokes and letting the paint suggest the texture. Some strokes, yeah, you can hear baby in the background. Some strokes are darker. Okay, like I said, some strokes are darker and sharper, while others are soft and almost disappear into the paper. The contrast is what helps create the feeling of fluffy fur. At least that's what it does for me. And then I start working into the darker areas around the ears, underneath the fur, and along the sides of the face. I'm gradually adding deeper tones. This is where the painting really starts to come alive, at least in my opinion. The first layers are almost about getting the general colors down, and then I'm starting to build the shadows and little details that give face some dimension. And of course, we have to talk about those ears because they're gorgeous. I mean, the dog is gorgeous by itself, but those ears are enormous, and somehow they make this little face even cuter. I'm using a mixture of warm and cool colors here to keep the fur from looking flat. Even the dog is mostly brown and cream, there are actually lots of subtle colors hiding in the fur. A little gray here, warmer brown there, slightly darker wash in the shadows. Watercolor is great for this because those transparent layers can create a lot of depth without taking everything and making it look too heavy. And now we're getting to my favorite part, the eyes. I'm starting to work more carefully around the nose, the tongue, the eyes themselves, just because I feel like that's what pretty much defines a face. So I'm just a bit more careful. Like when you see, whenever I paint with watercolor, I'm quite loose in everything, but I do tend to be like a little bit picky around the eyes and the nose, because I feel like those are the focal points of any painting. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. That's just how I work. Thank you for watching the watercolor come together. And if you have a pet who deserves to be turned into a painting, I completely understand. Just give me a good photo and I'll bring it to watercolor. You will find my Etsy shop and my email below.